report is, could you explain what your belief that it represents, and does your party support its main recommendation?
John, if you could start with the Irish Club, please.
Miles, tell us a little more about the Naylor report.
Right, the Naylor report says that NHS trusts that are cash-strapped will have no access to public funds for equipment purchases such as MRI scanners unless they sell land or hospitals, and the incentive for this is a government bribe of £2 from the Treasury for every £1 raised from the sale of assets such as land and hospitals. In other words, it's NHS privatisation.
I think Naylor has spoken about a kind of broad range of things. That's why I wanted to know specifically what Miles was driving at. It does come back to this fundamental point that the NHS has been starved of funding for too long. We do need to see more money going into care, to adult social care, to health care, and into making sure that we can properly fund hospitals. You know, we have some tremendous doctors, nurses, other professionals working in the health service, but too often they're working with outdated, old, decrepit equipment. And, you know, frankly, it is pretty scandalous that NHS trusts are now being bribed to sell off lumps of land in order to kind of make ends meet to be able to buy the vital equipment that they need. It's one of the issues that we're seeing on the doorsteps here. All of us that have been on doorsteps would have seen it. People really concerned about the future of Orsett Hospital. Orsett Hospital under threat of closure because the trust that runs it hasn't invested in it over the years and now says it will cost too much money to bring it back into good order. You know, frankly, that should never ever have been allowed to happen. We've got to make sure that we get the funding the NHS deserves, get it to the right places, and we've got to start doing that as quickly as we can.
That's not a narrative that I recognise, actually. And one of the things that, we'd still be treated in Victorian workhouses if we didn't renew our NHS estate. And one of the things that we need to do is NHS Trust should be free to sell that land if they want to reinvest it in new improved facilities. And that's exactly what's going to happen with regard to Orsett Hospital. And that's what we should do. We should make sure we can't actually preserve servicing aspect. That's not how we deliver good services. We need to deliver the most modern and the most best with the best facilities, and that's what that's intended to do. It will also mean that more money will go into those trusts because the land sold will be used to build housing, much needed housing, because we have got a real shortage. So I'm afraid we need to make some really grown-up decisions about this.